Electronics Engineering, SASVM University, going to organize a webinar, modeling of solar panel using MATLAB software. Mr. S. Bino, Associate Professor, EEE Department, Jerusalem Engineering College. Okay, so I'm very happy to get these kinds of opportunity to conduct a technical session like this. I am happy with my HOD sir permitting this program. I have a privilege to tell the profile about the chief guest, Mr. S. Vino. He received his BE EEE from SRM Engineering College at the year of 2004, and also he got a ME degree in the field of power electronics and drives in Jerusalem Engineering College in the year of 2006. He got 13 years of teaching experience, Best Assistant Professor Award in Engineering and Science from Pearl Foundation Education Excellency Award to Higher Education India in the year of 2007. He has received the Best Teacher Award by Decennial College of Engineering in the academic year of 2014 to 2015 in the same college. He has received a commitment to service by decennial year of Jerusalem Engineering College in the year of 2014. He also received a Best Paper Award in the IEEE Conference on Computing, Electronics and Electrical Engineering in the year of 2012 for the paper titled by Design of DC to DC Converter for Hybrid Wind Solar Systems Vehicle, which is cited by more than 30 papers. He published 15 papers in the reputed international journal and conferences. He published the book entitled Circuit Theory, Direction of Publications, member in IEEE, lifetime member in ISTE, and also lifetime member in Institution of Engineering in India. He loves to set precedents and take up challenges. Welcome you, sir. Now I am hand over the session to sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I think my voice is audible, no, ma'am?
Sir, audible, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Those who want to practice it, you may turn on your laptop with if you have any MATLAB, you may join along. You may do the simulation along with sir also.
Dear students, today can you hear my voice? There is no issue, no? There is no net issue.
Yes.
Is my screen is
For clear view, sir.
yeah? Is my screen is visible?
Visible, sir. Visible, sir. Visible, sir.
Yeah. So a very good afternoon. Since we are starting by 6, it is little bit difficult, I understand. Okay, so I like to thank the management for giving me this opportunity. So myself, ma'am has introduced so let us start with today's session, like modeling of solar panel. So I will let you know what is a solar cell, how you manufacture a solar panel from the cell, then what is the option available in MATLAB for modeling of this solar panel. So then I will connect it. So this will be our course information or the content what we are going to see. So first of all, just I will give an introduction to MATLAB, then I will tell about solar cell and solar panel, then let us start with solar cell in MATLAB, then how to model your solar panel in MATLAB, then testing of solar panel in using MATLAB. So once you designed the solar panel in MATLAB, then we can do testing like what will be the power versus voltage, power versus current, or voltage versus current output of that particular solar panel which we have designed. Okay, then we will connect this output of the solar panel to a boost converter to bring it to the required level. Then I will connect it to a single phase inverter, so you will get a single phase AC output. Okay, so that is what we can use. So MATLAB is an high performance language for technical computing. It integrates computation, visualization, programming in an easy environment. You can use MATLAB for mathematics, calculation, computation, algorithm development, and modeling and simulation. So that is what we are going to see today: modeling on the simulation and prototyping of the panel. Before going for any application, you can make a prototype here and then try to visualize it. Then we can do data analysis, exploration, and visualization also is there. Image processing can be done. Then scientific and engineering graphics. Then last is nothing but graphical interface. So you can even try to develop GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, now let us start with solar cell. So we all know solar cell is nothing but a PN junction in which we are forcing the light to fall on the junction of these two material. So energy from the sun is in the form of photon. When this photon hits the solar panel, so I caution, the energy from the sun in the form of photon is only been used in solar panel, not the heat energy. Okay, so don't misguide. Heat energy from the sun is not used in production of power, so only photon will try to hit. So if your panel gets heated up, your efficiency will come down. Okay, so there are three main technology by which you try to manufacture solar cells. First one is monocrystalline. From the word mono itself, it is understood it is made up of a single crystal. There are so many types of crystals which are available for solar panel manufacturing. So in a factory, I try to mold and make a crystal, then I will slice it. So each and every slice will become a solar cell. It is like cutting a bread. Try to make a bread, then cut into slices. Each slice will form a single piece of bread. Similarly, here it is a single cell. So that is called monocrystalline. When you do like this, there will be something like when you cut a wood, you know that some small pieces will be there. Take all that small pieces of different crystalline, try to again melt it and again try to make a bread like structure. And if you cut now, this is called a polycrystalline. Okay, so that is the difference between the two, monocrystalline and polycrystalline. Only thing is it has been taken from the waste of manufacturing monocrystalline. So obviously the rate of polycrystalline is less compared to monocrystalline. So the cost of the solar panel manufactured by monocrystalline is little bit high, but when compared to 2006, when I am doing ME now, there is a drastic fall in the rate of solar panel. So nowadays it is cheap. We can even go for our domestic applications also. Then comes your thin film. So these are the three major types of solar cells available. And the efficiency, when you see monocrystallines are high efficient. High efficient is nothing but if the amount of photon falling, how much amount of photon is converted into electrical energy, that is the efficiency here. So we have tremendous energy from the sun, all that cannot be converted. Only 20%, maximum of 20% of sun's photon can be converted into electric with the help of monocrystalline. When you go for polycrystalline, rate comes down, efficiency also comes down when compared to monocrystalline. So it is only 14 to 16%. Then comes thin film. From the word you hear, it is thin film. So weight will be very less. So wherever you want to place solar panel with a lighter weight, we go for thin film. And the efficiency is less. When compared to polycrystalline, the efficiency of thin film is even less. So it is only 12%. Okay. So entire range of the solar cells varies from 12% to 20%. So that depends on the application. We cannot force always go for monocrystalline. The size occupied by monocrystalline panels will be more compared to polycrystalline and nanocrystalline or thin film. So that is why, depending upon the availability, we choose. Okay, even though efficiency of the monocrystalline is more, in some places where it occupies more spaces, so we go for polycrystalline. So let us move on to the specification. Okay, see, whenever you simulate or whenever you do any modeling, you should stick on with specification, otherwise it is waste. Okay, so when you take a cell, solar cell, you should know the three things. One is, what is its open circuit voltage. From the word itself it is very clear, open circuit voltage, which means you are not connected to load. And if you are not connecting to load, and if you try to read the voltage of a particular cell, it will be around 0.6. So when you connect load, automatically the voltage will fall. And short circuit current, short circuit means you are shorting the two terminal, which means resistance is 0, which means no load. See, on open circuit voltage, I am not connecting any load at all. Here also, I mean to say, the resistance is 0. There is no application where resistance will be 0. Each and everything will have its own resistance, all type of loads. So this too is not possible. Okay, just to know that the specification, we see that short circuit current is 5.92 amps and open circuit voltage is 0.6, and irradiance is nothing but we take it as 1000. You may have a doubt why we go for taking 1000 as a irradiance. The maximum color from the sun we are able to see is yellow. So yellow is equivalent to sodium light color. So which means sodium light wavelength is 1 by of 1000. So that is why we consider that maximum of yellow light is coming from the sun. So that yellow light has a photon value of 1000. So that is why we take it as radiance as 1000. So the above two voltage and current value will be achieved from this solar panel if the radiation is 1000 watts per meter square. Otherwise it will be reduced. So now, for your better understanding, what I have done here is, I have taken a 100 watt solar panel from Luminous. Luminous is we all know they are famous in UPS. Now they have entered into the field of solar panel. So what is the data which I have given here is nothing but I have taken from Luminous 100 watts panel. Okay, so 100 watts panel, so output power is 100, operating voltage is 12 volt. You can get only 12 volt out of this 100 watts panel. Panel technology is polycrystalline. Voltage at maximum power is 18.2 volts, but even this voltage we will not get, because I repeat, it is nothing but maximum power, which means maximum power when you will get only if you have 1000 irradiation value on solar panel. So it will not be available in all the time, only during peak time you will be able to get, and even at that time also there should not be any cloud, then only you will get. So this is also not practically possible. So 18.2 is also not possible. So that is why we say operating voltage is only 12 volt. The current at maximum power, again this is when irradiation is 1000, and if you have connected properly, then you will get a maximum as 5.5 amps. Then comes your open circuit voltage 22, and short circuit current is 5.9. Then number of cells they have connected is 36 cells they have connected. So each cell is 0.6 into 36 will be approximately 22 point something. Okay, so that is what your open circuit voltage. So now how we have to design is, you have to, in MATLAB you have to go take the solar cell, and then you have to connect 36 cells in series. You can see here. So it starts from this positive. I will start. See, it is connected. Input is of this is connected to next, and it is going in a series fashion. So entire 36 cells are connected in series. So if a person connected in series, current remains constant, same current, voltage gets added up, so each and every cell can contribute 0.6. so if you just add it, you will get it as 22. So now if you multiply this value with the current, you will get in terms of power rating. I repeat, you are not supposed to multiply by 12. You are not supposed to multiply 22, because I have told this 22 is a open circuit voltage, which means you are not connecting any load. So what you can do is only this 18.2 you can take, and this also you should not take, because always you will not get 1000. So finally what I will take is only 12 volts. So 12 into 5.5, which is around 100 watts. So that is what 100 watt solar panel is. Okay, so the dimension of 100 watt solar panel is 3.3 feet into 2.1 feet into length into width. I am saying all this is for luminous 100 watts panel. So this luminous 100 watts panel we are going to simulate now. Okay, so we will try to simulate it, and we will try to verify whether all this we are able to achieve. I repeat, these data I have taken only from luminous specification available in net. Even you can just put 100 watts solar panel from luminous. This will be the details which will be available on net. So now we are going to simulate and try to see whether you are able to get the same values. Okay, that is what our task today. So I think you all have MATLAB in your desktop. Try to click on the icon of MATLAB. So this may be the icon of MATLAB in your desktop. So just click on it. This particular screen will pop up. This particular screen tells about anything. When you want to type it as command and try to run and see, you will use this command window. Whatever I save it, and that will become to my workspace, which will be here. I will show you all this in MATLAB itself. Just I will say something with respect to how we are going to do, then I will try to minimize the screen and I will go for MATLAB so that you can understand it. Okay, so this screen will pop up. The next step what you have to do is go to new. So click on new. You can see Simulink. Under Simulink you can see Simulink model. So when you press that Simulink model, a new screen will be there. Okay, this screen will be showing as untitled. Then from this, the thing is, for our simulation we need library browser. So this is where we have library browser. So just clicking on this library browser, it will go to the screen will get pop up, and this is called Simulink library. Now please take note, we will use only 2 block set in MATLAB. The remaining block set and all we will not use. There are so many block set. I say MATLAB is always a very big ocean, and we can learn only a drop. Okay, so even myself, I doesn't know more than a drop in a MATLAB. So for our case, we will use only this Simulink as well as Simscape. Okay, so Simscape is here. So only this 2 block set we will use. The rest of the block set we will not use, like aerospace, communication, DSP and all this we will not use. So only that 2 block set we will try to use. Okay, so before continuing to the next slide, so let us come out of this PPT. And so this is what I told. So this is the screen you will get from your desktop. So in your desktop, if you have MATLAB, just click on that. This particular screen will pop up. Go to this new, then go to this Simulink model. When you press it, it will be an untitled. Say I am using R2014A version. Kindly follow with this version itself, because some other versions there are some issues. Any version below 2014 will not work. Okay, and version with the 2015 last version is released is 2021. Okay, in starting of Corona last year, but there are some complications when you go for higher version. So from my side, if you stick on with this R2014, then it is good. So I have pressed new. In new I have pressed a new model. So this screen has came. So my system will be little bit fast. In some system it may take time. Okay, then press this library. So once you press this library, there are I have told, one is this Simlink block we will use, or we will use this Simscape block. Only these two blocks we will use. I will show you each and everything. I will show you so that it will be useful for you. So again, continuing to our presentation. So for simulation of a solar panel, what and all you require, the components, you can even take note of it, or my screen is recording, so I will send you the record. I will upload it in YouTube channel, so you can go through from that channel video also. Okay, so even though you go through video, please listen that these are the components required, various blocks which are required. So first block is solar cell is required. Then you required a person called constant. Then you required a person called P to S and S to P. This two block, this particular block and this particular block is required to interconnect between the two block set. I have already told that we are going to use two block set. In MATLAB, one block set cannot be connected with the other. If you want to connect, there are some interconnectors. That interconnectors you have used. So any block with this Simlink, when you want to connect it to Simscape block, you have to go for S to PS. S is Simlink, PS is Simscape. Okay. Similarly, when any block from Simscape, you have to connect it to, if you like to connect it to Simlink, then you have to go with TS to S. So that is this two block. Then comes constant block, then ramp, then variable load, and this is a product, and this is called controlled voltage source, and this is controlled current source. Okay, sorry, this is voltage measurement, this is current measurement, and this is controlled voltage source. I will show you about all the components. So our next step is, first you have to open a solar cell and try to see what it is asking. So when you just double click on this solar cell, you have to keep it in your MATLAB and try to click it. So this screen will pop up, and this screen you have to enter. Okay, now I have already previously I have told in my slide that I am going to try to see about my product which I have taken is Luminous. See, anything you can accept only if you try to compare it with a person and try to do simulation and try to see. Putting a random value and getting something is not acceptable in any journals or papers. Okay, so same value I have put, and you can see here. Short circuit current I have put in as 5.92. Open circuit voltage I have put in as 0.6. Radiation I have to consider as 1000. Okay. Now let us go to MATLAB and I will show you how I am doing this. So in the site untitled, I told you to go for this. You just type solar cell here and press enter. So once you just type solar cell and press enter, this will come. Just drag it and drop it. See, whatever you want you can do. Some they will say right click, then it will show add to untitled, you can add. So automatically it will come here. Okay, so now our process is, I have already told that we are going with the comparison of Luminous. What Luminous says, to get 100 watts they are connecting 36 cells in series. Okay, so how to connect the cells in series is, see, if you want more, just click on your right click on your mouse and then drag. That's all, you will get one more. So what I am going to do is 6 into 6 matrix is 36. So just drag, you will get 1 2 3 4 5, one more. Okay, so you have got 6. So this again I will right click, I will drag, automatically I can able to do this. So 6 12, one more set is required. So 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So now we have taken the solar 36 cells we have taken. Now what we told is we have to connect it in series. Okay, so from 1 you have to connect it, all this you have to connect it in 36. So it may take some time. So I have already connected and kept it. So I will show this slide. To understand, I will just connect 1 or 2 and I will let you know how to connect it. So this terminal is positive, leave it, don't touch this terminal. So negative of the first cell should be connected to positive of the next cell. Okay, so I have connected it. Then from this negative connected to positive. So repeat this till the 36th cell. Okay, so once if 6 cell is over, you have to take from here to the top. Or sir, can I connect here? You can connect here, but see, this is also negative. So negative to negative, if you are not supposed to give, then it will become parallel connection. So just bring it to top again. So negative I have connected to positive. So repeat this until this 36. So last terminal which is coming out of this will be negative and this terminal is positive. Okay, once you complete this, one task is over. One more task is input for solar cell, that is this arrow. Okay, so this is nothing but radiation. So I have to give radiation to all the solar cell, then only I can able to generate power. So like this you have to connect all this and you have to bring it. So you can see here, just I will close this because it may get confused. Already I have opened so many MATLAB files, so that is why I am just closing it. Now you can see here I have connected all such things. So number 2, this is positive and number 3 is negative and number 1 is nothing but radiance I have connected. Now you should know how to create a subsystem. Okay, so just to show you how to do that, what I am doing is I will try to say how to do subsystem. So I am deleting this, select all, then press a right click. When you see right click, create a subsystem from the select. So if you press this, you will get a block. Okay, so now again I will tell you, see this one is nothing but input is nothing but you have to give your irradiation, and this 2 and 3 should be on this side. Then only I can say one is positive and one is negative and I can connect it to other part. So to do that, just click on this. See, this should be on the left hand side. It is already there in left hand side only. So just click on this number 2. So it is on right. Okay, no problem, already it is on right side. Okay, now this is on left side. Now change it to right, press OK, then come out. When you come out, you can see that 2 3 is there. Okay, now this is the way by which you have to create a subsystem. I have already created a subsystem, so that is why I am not saving it, just I am closing it. Again I will open. Okay, that I have shown you just to how to make it as a subsystem, that's all. Okay, so this is that subsystem is. So you can see 36 cells I have connected, and that connected 36 cells I have made it as a subsystem, and the subsystem block is this particular block. Now what is our next step is, now we are made a solar panel from solar cells. Okay, 36 solar cells I have connected and made it as one single solar panel. So now I have to give input for this. Input is radiation that I have told it is 1000. There is no such block like this. So what you have to do is, in Simulink, go to Simulink, in commonly used block set, there is a person called a constant. So this block you have to take it and when you take this block, initially it will be showing as 1. Just click on it, make it as 1000. So obviously this will become like this. Then whatever you want, you can write it at bottom. So just write it as irradiation watts per meter, that's all. So that is that block here. Now please listen, I have already told that you cannot interconnect between a block from Simlink and Simscape. So when you see solar cell, you can see here, I will say where it is. So here in Simscape, in source, when you see there is a solar panel. So from there only I have taken this solar cell. So till this part there is no problem. We have made this, but now this is from Simlink I have taken. So you can see here in Simlink only I have taken from constant the block. So now before for proper working I should connect a person intermediately. I have told that from S to PS. Okay, so from S to PS I have to connect. So this is there. In Simscape, in utility, even see, since our experience, we directly click and we will directly go, but for you it will be little bit tedious. So you take note of it, because we will directly know where it is. So it is in utilities. In utility you can see here from Simlink to PS and PS to Simlink is there. Then one more thing in MATLAB is matrix oriented. You might have studied vector calculus, a max paper. So for solving matrix you need a solver, and you might have learned Renner-Kutta, Eulers, and there are so many solvers. So here what is happening is Simlink has its own solver. Okay, Simlink block has its own solver. Similarly, Sims PowerScape has its own solver. So you have to connect this solver, otherwise it will not work. All such things only will not be there in net, because some people they think the knowledge which you have should not be shared. Okay, so they will try to hide it, so that even if you download and try to connect it, it will not work. So just you can see here that solver configuration is there. Okay, I repeat, what and all you have to take. You have to take one S to PS, PS to S, and the solver. That solver only I have connected here. From the negative output I have connected this solver, and this ground is also okay, electrical reference ground. This is also available in Simscape. See here, this is output from Simscape. So output from Simscape, when you want, then Simscape ground should be connected. Okay, so that is also there. From there you have to select it and try to utilize that ground. So till this part we have done our job. Okay, now how you will test a solar panel. So how you will test a solar panel is, take the solar panel to the rooftop, take one rheostat with you. So you have to connect this rheostat parallel to your solar panel. Then at each position of your rheostat, you try to take what is V and I and try to plot the graph. Okay, so that is what you will do in real solar panel on the rooftop. So similarly I want to do that here also. So what I have done, I have taken a variable load. This variable load, so I define minimum resistance to be 0, and it will, when you vary this, obviously the resistance will increase. So that is what we want. So we will give minimum resistance, so maximum current will flow, and there won't be voltage drop, will be 0. Then keep on varying this rheostat. You gradually increase your resistance. When you gradually increase your resistance, current will reduce and voltage will increase. So when you try to plot it, you will get V versus I graph. Okay, so again there is, I don't want to repeat this block, you all know. So it is S to PS. why I am connecting S to PS is I am going to vary this resistance I have told. For that there is a block called ramp. Ramp you may all know. Initially 0, gradually it will increase and reach final value. This block is available in Simulink. So just go there, go to this Simulink. In Simulink you will have something called source. In that source you have a person called ramp. So this one day I have taken. So from this ramp I have connected here. Again, since that ramp I have taken from Simulink block set, it will not be directly connected. So Simulink block has to be converted into Simscape block. So I have converted into Simscape block and given to Skimscape. In net you might have tried some circuit, and if you see that name is not visible here. So how to identify what is this component is? Just right click. In that right click you have format. In format show block name. Okay, when you do that it will say it is what is that block is. Now just copy this current sensor, just go type it here, you will get the particular component, you will get it. Okay, so see I am typing it as current sensor. This current sensor I am able to get that current sensor only I have connected here. Usually in they try to hide, so but if that is there, don't worry, just go here, go to format, then you can see here show block name, it will show. So this is voltage sensor, this is current sensor. So now I have connected a current sensor and voltage sensor, and again please take note of it. This current sensor and voltage sensor I have taken from Simscape. So in Simscape, again when you see in electrical, under electrical, when you see electrical sensors, you can see this current sensor and voltage sensor. So current sensor should be always connected in series, voltage should be connected in parallel across the load which you are now. The rheostat is the load. So the rheostat will be initially 0 when ramp is 0. When ramp is increasing, this will vary this, and your resistance will also vary. So now you have done what you are going to do in practically on the rooftop of your college where you test a solar panel. Same thing we have done here. So now everything is ready. Now you have to run and see what is happening. This is not required, so I will delete it. So you can now, I repeat once, 36 cells I have connected in series. For a cell I should give an input as a radiance, so that also I have connected here. So now solar panel is ready. Now it will deliver current and voltage, and the delivering of current and voltage depends upon the load. So you have to vary the load from 0 value to the maximum value. So if it is 0, current will be maximum. If it is maximum, current will be 0. Okay, so all that we all know. So now what I am doing is, this is XY plot. This is available again in Simulink. So when you see this, go to Simulink. In sync, when you press this, you can see the XY graph. Okay, that XY graph I have taken, I have just written as what I am going to view. That is why I have written I versus V, then power versus I, power versus V. In DC, power is nothing but V into I. So I have taken from I have taken and given as well as V. This block is nothing but the product block. Again go to Simulink. In Simulink, in commonly used block set, you have this product block. Okay, take this product block, place it here, then again just name is not showing, that's all. So go to format, show block name, it will show product. So now I am giving one input as a current and another input as V. So now everything is ready. So when you run it, so running, you have to press this button. So it takes some few seconds, and depending upon your processor speed, it will run. Okay, so now you can visualize the 3 graph. This is power versus V. So we have started saying that I am designed for 100 watts. So you can see the maximum power is 100. So at maximum power 100, what is the voltage here? I have told around 18 point. So that is also met. So that can be the maximum voltage which we told. So we will go to slide and see in slide what they have told. Voltage at a maximum power will be 18.2 that we have reached here. Okay, so at maximum power, so you have to compare only with respect to power and try to say. So that is why we have plotted here between power and V. So when I plot between power and V, I will say for what is the maximum power is 100 watts. So this is 100. So for maximum for 100 it is around 18. Okay, so I have met what this luminous is saying. So we can come to a conclusion that he is not lying. Originally what he is saying is acceptable. So I am cross verifying the luminous itself. Okay, but that is not our case. Just I am saying, that's all. Just for our anything, if you want to accept, you have to simulate it and then tell, then only we will accept. Okay, so that is why I am saying. The second graph is nothing but power versus I. See this graph, again power is 100. For that 100, what is the maximum current? So that maximum current is around 5.5. Okay, 5.5 is the maximum current. Again, this is current also you will not get when you connect load, because this is obtained if the radiation is 1000. That is not practically possible. All the time you will not get 1000. There will be some cloud, or there will be some shadow falling on the solar panel, or some dust on the solar panel. So regularly you have to wash your solar panel. Then you have to monitor that no other leaf or any other branch of any tree, shadow should not fall on the solar panel. If all that is happening, obviously your solar panel output will come down. So two things we have checked. We have checked about this 18.2. We have checked about this current. And the next graph is between V and I. So this graph says what can be the value of resistance to get the maximum V and I. Okay, so when you see it is around this particular portion, so it is in between 6 and 5 and 6, so which is nothing but 5.5. so that is only I have taken as current which I can use. Okay, short circuit is only 5.9. the current which I can use it 5.5, and the voltage you can see here, it is around 18. Okay, and again it is coming down. This coming down is because you are increasing your load, obviously current will come down. Okay, so all these three graph we have seen. So that is with respect to designing a solar panel. Do you have any doubts, or shall I proceed till end? Do you have any doubts? Any doubts in till this what we have seen? Anyone
No,
can
sir,
do
you
it.
have explained, sir.
Yeah, so I think now you can do at your home simulation of a solar panel. I am right?
Yes, sir.
So this how you have to do your simulation for your solar panel. And next, let us move on to the next part. So again I will go back to my PPT. So I have taken a luminous 100 watts. I have all this is taken from the net reading with respect to luminous. So and then we have done MATLAB simulation. Even if your college permits, or if time permits, your ma'am has already asked me if it is possible, then we can even have an hands-on training, but that I should be physically present there. Then only I think, because even though if you listen what I am saying, at this particular instant you will try to understand, but you will get some doubts. But when you have any doubts, you can be free, you can call me, or even you can give a comment on the YouTube channel. Lastly, I will give my YouTube channel, so that you can even subscribe to that channel, and or if you have any doubts you can post it there. So all these three graph we have seen. Now let us move on to the solar panel output cannot be directly converted into AC because it will be voltage will be less. So the next step for our case is we require 230 volt we say, and the 230 is not your peak value, it is RMS value. So peak is into root 2, around 326 volts I require. So what I am going to do is I am going to give it as an input to the boost converter and try to boost it. And one thing you should all know, only twice the value I can boost. The output of my panel is only 12. So 12 volt panel cannot be used and try to boost it for your required voltage and all. So what you have to do is you have to connect parallel of this panel. So 8 panels is required of 100 watts. So if you connect it, then it will be ready. So that is what I have told. Assume 8 into 100 watts panel we have taken. Okay. So formula for calculating the duty ratio is V out by V in is 1 by 1 minus D, and this D is nothing but duty ratio, turn on time. We all know that in a converter you will have a switch. Operating the switch at very high speed make us to boost the voltage. So your 12 volt is being boosted, or sorry, not 12 volt, is 96 volts, 96 volt, because I am going to connect it in parallel and try to increase my voltage. When you want this 96 to be converted into the required voltage, this switch plays the major role. You have to switch at a very faster speed in order of kilohertz, like say 25 kilohertz. So when you operate this fellow in 25 kilohertz, when the switch is on, this voltage inductor gets charged. When switch is off, this voltage plus the inductor voltage will pass across this diode, so it will become twice the voltage. So that twice the voltage will charge this capacitor to twice the value. So only that is maximum possible. So duty ratio I cannot go beyond 80%. So that is what I have written. So if this is 0.8, 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2, 1 divided by 0.2. So 1 divided by 0.2 or V in divided by 0.2. So V in is 96. So 96 divided by 0.2, which is around 480 volts. Okay, now to simulate boost converter, what and all block set is required? You require a DC voltage, you require a MOSFET, you require a voltage measurement block, then you require RLC branch and RLC load. There is difference between RLC branch and RLC load. So this is RLC branch. From RLC branch I have taken this C and this L, whereas this is RLC load. So that block is required, then scope, then diode, then a pulse generator block and a current measurement. So this is the simulation circuit of a boost converter, and this is the output. Around 96 volt was my input and around 400 volts was my output of the boost converter. This I have just shown you. I have started my converter to simulate, and then at the time of runtime I have continuously changed my duty cycle. So when I change my duty cycle from 45% to 80%, you can see what is the change in the output voltage. So let us see in a boost converter. If you want, I will show. So okay, so initially I have not connected any solar panel, so I have just taken 96 volt. Okay, so just 96 volt, and this is DC voltage source, and you can see here all the blocks are available from the Simlink itself, so there is no need to go for Simscape here. So I will say where is each and every block. Okay, so this is your library. In library, this is commonly used block set. So first of all you need source. So press this source here. Okay, when you press this, this source alone I will take from Simscape, but this source will work. There is no need for any interconnection. This L I have taken from RLC branch. Okay, so RLC branch, if you want to see, even that is there in the element. So from here I have taken, so L, this and this MOSFET is available in power electronic devices. So just when you type it here as MOSFET, you will identify where it is. So in semiconductors you have this MOSFET which comes under this SIMScape, and then this is a diode. Similarly you can get all the things, and this everything I am interconnected. So then our task is to run and see. So input I have given as 96, and I will try to see what is my output. And this is the MOSFET. To this MOSFET I have to give the gate pulse. To give the gate pulse, just go to this Simlink. There you have a source. In the source you have a block called a pulse generator. So this pulse generator only I have used here. So now let us see how you have to give the pulse to the MOSFET. Other thing is just connection, that you can connect, only this plays a role here. So if I go to this pulse generator block, what and all it will ask is, it will ask first period, it will ask amplitude. Even if you give 1 here, it doesn't problem, but in hardware you should know any voltage greater than V gate turn on voltage. So here I have given it as 1, that itself is not a problem. Then comes your period is T on plus T off. I told you have to operate at very high frequency. Now I have put in as 25. So 1 by 25 kilohertz is nothing but point not 4. Then duty cycle is 80 I have kept. There is no need for any delay because it is only one switch is there. So I have connected here. Now if I try to simulate it, it takes some time. Okay. So remaining circuits I will not try to run it and show you, because if I run it will take time. So you are getting around 400 volts. Now the thing is, this is in scope, this is called a parameter. So you just click this parameter, go to this history. Here you should untick this. When you do your MATLAB first time, you will see a tick mark here. So if this tick mark is here, what will happen I will show you. Again I will show you simulation and I will show you. If the tick mark is there, you will get an output of a straight line. You will not get an output what I have shown previous. Okay, just we will wait for some time, then only we can see. Let it simulate at least for 1 second. Now it is around 0.6. Okay, let us stop it. Now if you see, can you see the difference? Lastly I have shown a nice graph starting from 0 and it has reached to 400, but now it is showing something which is not at all acceptable to our limit. So I will tell you what is happening is, limit data point to last 5000, which means only last 5000 value it is showing in a graph. I want the graph from the 0. So untick this, then apply. Again you cannot see auto scale and all here, so you have to go and again you have to do the simulation. So if you simulate it, now you can see the graph will start from 0. Okay, it will start from 0 and you can see till the final. So maximum value it is taking and it is plotting in graph. So it will be very good graph you can able to see. So previously what was happened is, it was showing only this part of the graph alone. Like this it was showing. That is why you are able to come to a conclusion what it is showing. We are able to untick. Okay, so similarly you can see current. This is current measurement block. So just connect a scope here and you can see what is the current which is we are able to do. Again the problem is the history, it is not unticked, so that is why only few values you are able to see. Similarly this is my input voltage. So input voltage is 96 volts. Okay, good. separately we have seen how a boost converter, but now this I have to connect it to my solar panel and try to see. Okay, so again interconnection of solar panel with this converter is our key role. So you can see in this slide, this block we have seen now. So you have solar panel is here. For the solar panel you give input as radian, then you connect your VI. Now what is measured I is in Simscape, convert it into Simlink and then give it to a controlled voltage source. This is a block available. Then I will give it to boost converter. Boost converter I have created a subsystem, that's all. Okay, so let us go to the simulation and see how it is. So this is the block. Okay, so this is nothing but the solar panel. So here I have increased the voltage because I have told no, we have to connect more number so as to get high power. So 8 times multiplication I told that I have done here and made the solar panel. That output I am giving to controlled voltage source. You just click this name in the Simlink browser, you will be able to identify this block, controlled voltage source. Okay, instead of MOSFET you write it as controlled . So you get this controlled voltage source block, which is nothing but what is coming from here will be given as an input to here. So this is again a subsystem. So that subsystem has the boost converter. So two terminal, one is positive from solar panel, negative from the solar panel. You are connecting to inductor and a capacitor, and finally you have a capacitor, and here you are going to connect the load. So load current I am measuring here. Okay, so that is there inside this block, and finally I have resistor as a load here. Now already I have simulated this circuit, so I can directly go to this scope and try to see what is the waveform I am getting. So around 230 volt DC I am able to get from this. So from solar panel value has been boosted and I am able to get my output. So that is what is my output side. So now we have crossed more than 3/4 of the work. Our remaining work is nothing but there is no any DC load available, even though now you say we have DC fans. So why you don't want to convert it into AC and give it to normal fan? Because power loss or conversion loss will be there. When you convert DC to AC, AC to DC, there will be some losses, conversion loss we say. So to avoid, what you can do is directly buy a DC fan and connect it here, so that when you connect your DC fan, you want only air from that particular you should have like a blower like structure. That is why we go for a fan. Now when you connect a DC fan, it is okay, but the condition is our Indian people, we doesn't throw anything. Okay, we will use till the end of that particular product. We will try to use, we will try to put tape, we will try to put a bandage, all such things. So similarly here I don't want to throw all my AC appliances. So the thing what I will do is I will put an inverter block. So next to this I will put an inverter block. So this is what I have obtained as a DC value. So next let us move on to inverter circuit. And inverter circuit is nothing but converting DC to AC. There is various methods. Normal single phase inverter is called a square wave inverter. Previously even Luminous, all that UPS fellows were selling square wave, but that will destroy our appliances. When you give a square wave to your ceiling fan, when age prolongs, it will put some noise. Okay, all that noise is because you are giving an square wave. So in order to do this, we go for sine wave or sine inverter. So normal inverter circuit you will use 4 switch. Okay, so this is the DC which is coming from the converter. So your single phase inverter circuit is, this is the single phase inverter circuit. Initially we will fire G1 and G2 from 0 to 10 milliseconds, then from 10 milliseconds to 20 milliseconds we will fire G3 and G4. So current direction get reversed. So initially the current starts to flow from here via this G1, then load via G2, it will get closed. And during the second half, what is happening is again current will flow from this and try to enter the load in this direction. Now the direction changed, so unidirectional has become bidirectional, so DC has become AC, and then it will come and close via this switch. So this is normal inverter circuit. So I have simulated that's a normal inverter circuit in MATLAB. I have taken various components. So there is something called a multiple PWM, where the width of the pulse will remain constant, but rather giving as a single square wave I have given multiple. So that is been done here. You have a two block. So one is generate pulse at 50 Hz, another one will generate at high frequency. When I compare this with AND, I will get separate positive and separate negative, so that when you give it to the inverter, your output will be like this. But when you go for a normal single square or multiple squares, THD will be very high. So in order to reduce the THD, we say we go for sine PWM. So in sine PWM, I will take a triangle, I will compare with the sine. Okay, when I compare with the sine, then you get a sine PWM pulse, that is pulse width will vary. Initially will be low and gradually your width of the pulse will increase, and finally again it will reduce. So for this I have gone for sine PWM generation. So with the help of the sine PWM generation, I am able to get a AC output in a sinusoidal increasing fashion. So you can see here the width gradually increases and reaches here with the maximum width, and again it gradually reduces. This is AC waveform of a single cycle I have shown here. Okay, then what I am doing is solar panel I have done, that I have given to a boost converter. Now that I am going to give it to an inverter circuit. So for this also I have already simulated and I have kept it. Okay, so only thing is it will take more time, that's all. Even now I can simulate, but if I simulate it will take time, that's all. So here you can see boost converter is there inside this subsystem. Inside this subsystem you have an inverter. Okay, multiple pulse method. Okay, so when you have simulated, this will be your output. So this is first type, which is nothing but I have given multiple pulses but not sine pulse. So when you say multiple pulse, the width will be same. Okay, so I have zoomed and shown you. Similar to positive, negative cycle will also have multiple pulse. Okay, but same width. The same circuit I can go with sine PWM also. So when you go for sine PWM, you can see here the output will be, so gradually it will increase and finally it will reach a maximum value and come down. So this is with respect to AC output. So I think we have come to conclusion that we have generated the AC which is required for us, so that you can give it to your appliances. So with this I think more doubts I expect from you, so I try to stop with this. If you have any doubts you can ask me, so you can feel free to ask doubts, and this is my YouTube channel link. Even if you want, you can go to this channel and you can try to see your my videos which I have posted. Okay, so just I will stop the record and then we will continue with our discussion. Okay, just I am stop presenting.